All right, now I know some of you are curious about this, and some of you absolutely hate me for this. Take a white hot crucible, cool it off. There we go. That's all it was. What's up, YouTube? Man Guy Dude here, and I've been playing around melting some metal, and I have a bunch of crucibles that I've been going through. And, you know, to me it seems like these things don't last very long, because I had one sprung a leak. I know she's in pretty rough shape. I try to take every single crucible to the limit because these things are kind of pricey. And so anymore, these things are going about 25 bucks. And they only last for me maybe 4 or 5 heats. I don't know. Maybe if I try to treat them really nice. I try to warm them up slowly and cool them down slowly. And I'm, for the most part, doing this in an unheated garage. And so it's probably something that has to do with the cold weather, kind of stressing these. You really want to keep the air off of them while they're hot, but either way, I see people who are using these gas furnaces, and they've got big crucibles that are just made out of graphite and clay, and they last for a really long time, and they're very inexpensive. And so the operating costs of these electric stoves ends up being a lot more because you have to continually purchase these, and they're not really the kind of thing that you can just make yourself, like the crucibles that you see that are just the big open bowl in the middle of the furnace. You can make that yourself on a weekend. I mean, no problem. There's all kinds of tutorials about it. There's all kinds of easy materials. Heck, I could probably crush one of these up and turn them into a crucible once it's all used up. Reuse all the graphite out of it. Anyway, so that's something for a different day. Another tip is if you are trying to put these things to the limit and you're having an issue with them falling through, you can put this steel collar on it. Now this happens to be a gasket for the backside of a turbocharger, and just an itty bitty one, and it happens to just fit this perfectly. And it's super bad to do this because it will give you the ability to use a crucible until it's like this, and then you end up doing what I did, and then you look like a dang fool. Anyway, I was looking at these, and it actually seems like they're pretty thin-walled. This one was the thickest sidewall that I had, and then here's the next, and you can see that the actual cavity is quite a bit bigger, but the diameter of the cylinder is very similar. And so this is, I measured this out earlier, and it only has a 5mm sidewall. It's very thin. And so these really don't last a long time, and this one was another $23, $24, which just keeps adding up to the cost, and is just making me think that if somebody's going to get into something like this, it definitely is better for them to just make simple whipping dishes and get a gas furnace that they make out of an old propane tank and just get started that way. Anyway, I just think that all these different brands and all these different crucibles that I've tried, because at this point I think that I've gone through 9 in total, just seems to me like they're all junk. They're just, none of them hold up. And for me to make all this kind of stuff ends up really costing a lot more than you would expect that it would in operating costs of that little electric furnace. And so, anyway, that's just another rant. I think that's all I've got to say. Look at what I gotta deal with here.